listening to someone tune is like the most annoying thing in the world.
Yes. Amazing.
Thanks, man.
Meu amigo, que beleza! Tu sabe quem é que eu tenho aqui do meu lado, cara? Eu tenho aqui do meu lado simplesmente o Jason Richardson, que não faz ideia do que eu tô falando, porque ele não fala português, mas a gente vai fazer aquela entrevista e vai rolar um leak, vai rolar um monte de coisa. Well, Jason, welcome to my YouTube channel.
Yeah, man.
And man, I'm a big fan of your work.
Yeah, thank
you
you.
are fantastic.
Thanks, man.
And sorry about my really poor English.
Yeah, you're doing better than most people.
I promise next year I will be sharper.
Okay.
But
All good, man. You're doing fine already, so.
Okay, great. So to begin, I want to talk a little bit about you. I was in some of your class here, and man, I'm amazed by your guitar work, and I love to know about your stories. But can you do a short introduction about yourself to Brazilian people?
Yeah, sure. I'll try. So I was in 3 bands before this, or before I did started doing my solo project, and it went All Shall Perish, Born Osiris, and then Chelsea Grin, and then after that I just realized that none of those were really like the outlets that I really wanted, or that I really could get what I wanted out of like the guitar and like music wise, because the stuff that I'm doing now, like presenting that really to like any of those fan bases wouldn't necessarily have been like the best idea. But now that I'm doing my own solo thing, that obviously I'm just gonna put out like literally whatever I want. Like on a few of the songs, there was many moments where that I had to like consciously remind myself that I didn't have to put like a breakdown here or something like that. Yeah, like the Hose Down, that song in particular, the one with the one I played the first night with like the country part, and into like the.
Something that I noticed that is very different is that you use these. I love cinematic music. Okay,
Yeah.
like soundtracks.
Yeah.
Like Two Steps from Hell, for example. It's I love them, and I heard like, oh man, I forgot Danny Elfman.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that kind of Ennio Morricone, of course, the master. And I heard that in your music. I heard a
thank you,
lot
man.
of that. And man, it's where it's come from.
Danny Elfman's definitely sick. I definitely like his music like quite a lot. He's not one that I listen to like more regularly. I would honestly say it's more derived, like that kind of inspiration for me at least is more kind of derived from like Hans Zimmer, Howard Shore, and like video game guys like Jason Graves and Mick Gordon, and dudes like that. Like that's kind of where I get like that inspiration for me from. They're all great, but those dudes kind of in particular are like the ones that I'll go and like literally just listen to like full OSTs of like official soundtracks of, because I mean a lot of them are up on Spotify and other things like that. I actually think one of my favorite video game soundtracks is Crysis 2. I don't know if you remember that game at all. And Hans had an okay amount to do with that one. I don't think he wrote the whole thing, but he definitely helped with like a few tracks on that one. You can tell for sure.
to show us some part, some lick to teach us
Yeah, for
about
sure.
Brazil? Can be?
Yeah,
Vocês
definitely.
queriam que ele ensinasse uma música? Então bora. Let's see what
All right,
have
so it's gonna be a lick from my song Retrograde. There's like technically the quote unquote like designated like solo section, you know, where it's like 3/4 of the way through the song, right before the last chorus. It has Spencer Sotelo from Periphery on it, and it's just this really weird like obscure string skipping thing. And the way I wrote it was there's this lead earlier in the song that's pretty much just straight eighth notes, and it sounds like this. So that's the lead when it is earlier in the song, and it's about that speed too. It's not much faster or slower than that at the actual tempo. So I had this idea instead of using an actual dotted eighth note delay and actually playing it like like super staccato and having the delay fill in like, and then having the delay fill in those gaps. What I did was I took that lead line and because I wanted to hear the idea before I actually tried to physically perform it and see if I actually liked it, just trying to be efficient with workflow. So I put it into Guitar Pro as 16th notes with a rest in between each note. And then I went like to the dotted eighth ahead of that, so like it would be like note, rest, note, and I went here, the rest after that. And I just looked at the 3 notes back and I just filled in each one like accordingly.
Okay.
And then I listened to it back, and it was like the sickest thing ever. And I just forced myself to just learn how to play that lead as if there were a dotted eighth delay on it, but actually performing every single note.
Okay, that's sick, man.
Yeah. So yeah, you just gotta get weird ideas like that. You know what I mean? And then so this is what it ended up coming out as. And that's what it ended up coming out as after I mapped the whole thing out and then learned how to play it.
Fantastic.
So this one, my guitar is in drop G, but so that's G D G or G D G C F A D is how the guitar is tuned, and you don't really need to worry about. You can play this lick on 6 or 7 string. You only need 6 strings to play this lick. You don't have to have a 7. It doesn't even go on the low string at all. So what it's doing, hopefully I can play it slow, but. So it hangs out in G minor. It doesn't really, just G natural minor, Aeolian. It doesn't break out of that at all. And I'm gonna play it just really slow. So one of the things that is kind of hard for me to explain about this, or at least like recreate slow perfectly, is the picking. Because with this part, what it is, if you try to play it strict alternate picking, you're gonna get stuck inside the string a lot.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean by that?
Yes,
Yeah. So that's essentially like if you're doing like string skipping and you start with the down on the high E, for example, and then you need to come to the G, you're doing that with the up, you're stuck literally inside the strings and you have to avoid the B constantly, which isn't fun. So something like that you would want to start.
Então, galera, tá aí a leak do Jason Richardson, cara, que é incrível. Fiquei fascinado, cara. Não vou nem tentar estudar, porque isso aí tá difícil demais. Mas o lance é o seguinte, se tu quiser aprender mais com o Jason, do you have some material to sell at your website, your music or
Yeah,
lessons, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's all on my website is jasonrichardsonmusic.com, and I have
Tem o link aqui embaixo, nem esquenta.
yeah, and there I have a bunch of tabs for all my songs. They're all up individually if you just want to take a stab at one of them, but you'll save money buying the whole thing at once, about like $25 as opposed to buying everything individually. There's a couple lessons up there, my Axe Effects patches that I use live. I don't use the Axe Effects for like Final Studio stuff yet. I haven't yet.
Um detalhe importante, que para gravar isso aqui, a gente tinha um monte de amplificadorzinhos comuns, e ele disse, não, cara, eu quero o meu Axe Effects, porque ele é um cara super preocupado com o timbre dele, com o tom dele, então assim, cara, vale muito a pena, porque ele é um cara muito dedicado. Aliás, I noticed that you programming to change your tone in your music, and sometimes in a part that I will never change it. You know, it sounds great. I love it also in your music. Então é um cara super preocupado com o timbre, então vale muito a pena, sabe? Quem não conhece ainda, vocês estão loucos de não conhecer, tá? Vai ter também o link pro canal dele, tem as músicas dele. But anyway, you are telling that you have your sound prints.
Yeah, the presets for the Axe Effects that I use live.
Or what Axe Effects you have?
There's both. I have the 2 presets up there and the 3 presets up there.
Ok, great. Se tu tem um Axe Effects, cara, vai, porque o troço soa bem demais. Man, that's a big pleasure to meet you, and
yeah, thank you, man.
And I heard somebody told me there is a possibility we do a jam together.
Oh, yeah, sure, why not?
Ele disse que sim. Diz que vai rolar uma jam virtual, não agora, entendeu? Mas vai rolar uma jam virtual no futuro. Vamos fazer o seguinte, se tu quer que role essa jam, tu vai no canal do Jason e diz, Jason, where is the D-Rose Jam? Where is the Viking Jam? Cara, pede isso no canal dele, não no meu. Eu tô a fim de fazer. Okay? I'm just telling the people to go to your channel and ask for the jam. Okay.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, that'll help me out too. So that's sick.
No,
yeah, you got like 3 times as many as me. So
no, no. Forgot about. Mas enfim, cara, esse é o Jason Richardson. O cara é incrível. Vai no canal dele que vocês vão adorar. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
See ya.
Yeah, sick.
Thank you.